Welcome back, everybody. Pleasure to be back giving you a quick community update. So thank you for joining us, myself, Rolly Russell, and the Mayor, Brian Taylor, for Grand Forks. We don't have a great deal to update you on. I wanted to speak a little bit around food security. I'm sure that many of you have heard of some of the issues that are rising in kind of industrial scale production facilities that makes us nervous, highlights kind of the value that we have in our local food security system, or food security here, with this abundance of really fantastic food that people can grow locally. And wanted to highlight some of the models of Jersey Land, for example, being able to dispense milk out of the side of their building, so you can have a pretty contactless way to get milk. Some great market gardeners in the valley that are gearing up their delivery boxes. We see fresh asparagus on the market now from Grand Forks, and an example like the Kettle Valley Food Co-op that has really kind of scaled up and ramped up their online ordering and delivery service. So if you're looking for access to some of that local food, there's some great opportunities there. Likewise, we've spoken about the distinction between kind of orders from the provincial health officer and recommendations. Just to make sure everybody is comfortable with it, there is some very clear guidelines around how those farms and farmers go about their operations in a safe way, both for employees as well as for the product that they're delivering. And so, just a reminder to be sure to support those operations that are still delivering safe products in our community. Again, they need our support more than ever, probably this season. A brief update around golf courses and campgrounds and so on. Just a reminder that those private operations, so private campgrounds and golf courses, can be open now. Again, there's very clear recommendations from the provincial health officer around how to do so safely. And again, so talking with Grace McGregor this morning, and she was highlighting the value in some of those small campgrounds and the need for some of those small campgrounds to be operating, and asked that just those campers try to remember to bring their own groceries, limit the transmission risk that they can in our grocery stores, and so on, recognizing the potential burden on our local health system if people do end up coming here and becoming sick. I see some promising news from different municipalities in terms of really targeting some of their parks, making sure we have clear communication in city parks around the fact that if you can recreate safely and throw a ball around with your family group, for example, that there's some good opportunities there to get out and be healthy. And I would turn it over to Brian to maybe speak a little more to that and some other issues.
And just to restate Rolly's position, the city parks are not closed, but we are expecting people to act safely and keep their distance, and to congregate in family groups, but not to make it a dangerous situation for anyone. I'd like to talk a bit about another issue that Rolly brought up, which is the Kettle Valley Food Co-op. The fact that we're setting something in motion here that to me is really novel. We're teaching people that you can shop locally on the internet, that you can shop on the web for products right in your own hometown. And for a long time, I think web shopping has always meant going out of town and buying things from other areas, but I think we're recognizing that it's simply another way of marketing in your own hometown, and we've been pushed into this new reality by the recognition of distancing in COVID. The other thing that was influential today for me was webinar from TOTA, Thompson Okanagan Tourist Association. Rolly, you've been part of this with me for quite a while, and their focus has been primarily on marketing. So they've been out there telling people where we are, who we are. The focus at this point has turned from marketing to an approach really that offers support for sectors and for individuals in terms of overcoming the trauma of COVID. They pointed out that 45% of businesses are closed, that 48% are reduced. They're looking at cancellations into 2021. So their focus is really changing to how they can make individual businesses within the tourist sector more responsive and more prepared, better prepared for the future that they're going to face in the next while. So good on you for that kind of change in motion. The trends to watch that I'm interested in as well are working from home. I think that's one too that we should keep in mind is certainly we're all learning a lot about how to work from home and the advantages of that for small business. Finally, I'd like to just put a sympathy out there to the people of Fort McMurray. We know too well the trauma that a community goes through. The flooding there is horrendous, and they're still in the middle of it today. So be safe up there in Fort McMurray. Rolly.
That's all. I guess the only thing to wrap up I would say is that a reminder that we too have moderate flood risk out there right now, and I encourage you to go to the rdkb.com. The emergency response information will all be posted there. And I know that the city and the regional district have been working really close hand in hand to be prepared, and expect some updates there again over the next few days. And a big thank you to everybody in the community that is helping keep us operate as well as we are. So that's all.